Good evening, Drew.
I want to pose a moral question to
A
you.
moral
A
question.
moral
Are
question.
we equipped for those?
Is a man or
Okay.
woman, let's
Okay.
be fair,
Okay.
entitled to the
hmm
sweat of their brow?
I don't like to sweat. So,
Okay. I don't either. Now, you taught me a very important phrase one time,
okay.
and that is
Mhm.
you have more money than time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do personally. Not everybody does, but yes.
That is
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
But you taught me that phrase.
hmm
And ever since then, I have adapted that to my daily life in a lot of different ways. Now, Paul,
hmm
I am not a carpenter.
Okay.
If I needed to build a deck
hmm
or have some construction done in my house, I would call a professional.
Same here. Very much so. Yes.
If I needed my car worked on, there are plenty of YouTube videos that tell you how to change oil. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to
Nope.
hire a
Nope.
professional.
Me too. Yes.
How do you feel about hiring a professional to help you with a video game?
Hmm. Okay. You need to hire somebody to help you with a video game.
That's yes.
Okay. I mean, technically, I don't have a problem with it. Like, you
But
know,
I'm sensing that I'm sensing some ick.
I mean, it does feel a little icky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I explain myself?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay.
You're familiar with the game Destiny.
I am. Yes.
All right. There are many, many different ways to play Destiny.
Okay.
I prefer the typical player versus environment mode of playing Destiny,
Okay.
where you team up with other people and fight AI combatants.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
There is an entirely different game of Destiny, which is PvP or player versus player.
Yep.
And there are varying degrees of player versus player content. Uh, Colloquially, if you play Destiny, it is known as the Crucible. And it is sometimes 3, sometimes 6 players on a team against another team of 3 or 6 people. And again, there's all different modes of play. There is just hop in and play a game mode where the first team to 150 points, usually by kills or capturing zones around a map and controlling them, moving around, shooting each other, using your space witch powers or whatever, and you're having a good time. Pretty low stakes. There's no penalty for losing. There's really no benefit to winning other than random loot that can drop. Uh, and that is one method of playing PvP. There's also the competitive side of player versus player activities in Destiny. There is a competitive playlist that has a degree of skill based matchmaking, and it's actually played by division. And other video games do this too, right? Like Overwatch does this. I think Apex Legends does this. The idea is that as you play, there is some magical number that is a numerical, like qualitative, I'm sorry, quantitative n- uh, number that says you're this many destinies good, right?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
and as you progress through these ranks, you will face harder and harder opponents that are s-
Rank higher.
besposedly
Yeah.
at your level.
Okay.
Um, there is a little bit of risk in playing that mode because if you win, your rank goes up, and if you lose, your rank goes down. And
Makes
there are
sense. Okay. Okay.
rewards. There are very special rewards for special boys and girls who are able to achieve the highest rank every season. Now, it isn't like there's only one player that is the highest rank. There just becomes a point where your quantitative number gets to like a maximum, and you are entitled to certain rewards.
Okay.
Then there is the 1% of 1% of Destiny PvP, and that is known as the Trials of Osiris. The Trials of Osiris is a special game mode that is, number one, not available all the time. It is available every few weeks, only starting Friday afternoon and ending Tuesday afternoon.
Okay.
So this is one of those weekends when the Trials of Osiris is active. And this is also, I should note, the first official Trials of Osiris of this Destiny season. And again, if you're not familiar with seasonal content in video games, basically what this is that, back in the day when you had a Nintendo, you bought a game, you played the game, and you beat the game, and that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
Um, and for a very long time, that was the model: pay for a game, play a game, beat a game. Then there was the concept of like service based games, right? Like World of Warcraft and EverQuest and things that were continuous, large multiplayer experiences that you paid a company a subscription to be able to play. Those still exist. But now a lot of games almost always have seasonal content where you buy the game, you play the game, you get access to a lot of content that the game continues to introduce, but you can also pay for what is called a season pass, which is like anywhere from $10 to $20, sometimes more if you're like Call of Duty and gross. And that
Right.
that gives you access to new content, new rewards, new cosmetics, things like that. But those are seasonal, and the new season just started like last week. Which, by the way, go check it out if you haven't seen any of that. It's super cool. It's like a whole underwater thing. I'm super digging it, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. So anyway, Trials of Osiris. Trials of Osiris has the sweatiest, grossest, most toxic players that you can find because it is the cream of the crop competitive mode of Destiny.
Okay.
Now, the premise is this. The premise is it's teams of 3 against teams of 3. If you die, you stay dead unless someone brings you back to life by going to where you died and resurrecting you. And if you eliminate the other team, you score a point, and the first team to 5 wins. Now, the reason that people play this game mode is if you can win 7 games without losing, and there's a little bit of an asterisk there. If you can win 7 games without losing, you have access to some of the best stuff in the game.
Okay.
Really higher quality versions of loot or weapons or armor or other things that you could get, and access to very special cosmetics and things, access to different weapon emblems. Like it's a very competitive, very stressful mode. Now, here's my problem.
You keep losing.
I keep losing. And the answer is get good. Well,
Okay.
like I'm beyond get good phase here because
Okay.
because this game also requires this game mode, I should say, requires a lot of really tight coordination. And you also really have to balance a lot of factors at once. You have to know the map. You have to know all the peak spots of where you're going to get sniped from. You have to know when to push and when to play back. If they're running certain loadouts, like here's the loadout you're going to run to counter them. There, you have to like monitor when they're going to get their space witch powers, and like when should I use my space witch powers to counteract that. Right? There is so many variables that go into this particular game. And by the way, it's all of this action is happening at breakneck speeds with kids that are absolutely cracked out of their minds, flying around the map. It's very, very hard. Now, the other thing that makes this difficult is that none of my friends want to play this mode. Very, very few people enjoy this mode of Destiny. Okay, I am not a Trials enjoyer, but I am a Trials player when it comes around.
You want that loot.
I want that loot. It's also a very easy way to earn like faction reputation in the game to get other things. But like I could get that other places, right? If I didn't want to like hammer nails into my dick in this particular game mode. Now, when you play, you can queue up by yourself. Okay?
Okay.
And one of two things is going to happen. You are going to be placed in a game with other people that queued up solo, meaning you have 6 completely random people that have
Randos.
probably never played together at all, all play differently. None of them are on voice comms. It's absolutely chaotic. Those games are complete toss ups. You could get super great teammates, or you could be matched against three players that just happen to be the best players in the world, which always seems to be the case when I play against them,
Okay.
and get my shit absolutely cranked, right? Or you will be placed in a game where there are two people that were on a team, like they're already grouped up, and you're like the third, like you are literally the third wheel against another team of two people that were paired up in their own third wheel. And really, what that comes down to is how bad are they? Or if you get that one random person like me, how bad is that person going to be that's going to like be the anchor around the neck of the entire team? Do you see where I'm going with this?
Uh-huh.
And if you happen to be in a group of three, the game will only match you against other teams of three.
Okay.
Now, I'm also going to say here, because this is a very competitive mode, because the loot is so lucrative, there are also numerous, numerous cheaters. Like people who, because one thing that's really cool about Destiny is they have very, very robust APIs, and people have built really, really incredible websites to like track statistics. And like you'll get out of a game and you're like, man, that guy never missed a shot of his sniper rifle the entire game. And you will pull up his profile and you will see that he has played 1,000 games and hits 100% headshots. Like, I don't think that's statistically possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Like something's not right. So anyway, it's a very, very competitive mode. I don't have a lot of people to play with. And while I could and have, by the way, queued solo and gone flawless before, I've only managed to go flawless 3 times. That's where you get 7 wins without losing. I've only managed to do that 3 times.
Okay.
There have been really, really good rewards the last couple weeks of Trials of Osiris. So I happened to find a Discord server where people will offer to help you in exchange for money to help you get this flawless.
Hmm.
They are not playing the game for me, but they are
play-
the kind of people that I somehow manage to match against that are just insanely good. So for about $40,
Okay.
they're the nice boys, like you send them PayPal money, you hop into a game with them, they help you get your 7 wins. There were a couple times this weekend where we didn't quite get it. We kept either matching up against people that were beating us or cheating or whatever. And they refunded me my money and they said, hey, reach out to us tomorrow. We'll try again. So like the first time I signed up for it and they were asking for payment up front, I'm like, I mean, I get it, but I feel like I'm about to lose $40.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
but you know what? I mean, they were super professional about it. They, like when it wasn't working, they're like, here, we'll refund your money. Just, reach out, ping the server tomorrow if you want another attempt, and, you could submit the payment again and we'll go again. So like at the worst, I thought, okay, for $40, I'm going to try it out and see what happens. If I get took, I get took. You know what? I'm out $40. Shame on me. But you know what? It worked. And
Good. Okay.
and they managed to help me get flawless. So again, I come back to the question I posed to you at the start here. Did I pay money for help in a video game? Yes. But given what I'm telling you, do you still have the ick?
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
I think that's acceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I paid people for their time,
Yeah.
right? Like I would
Yeah.
any other person who would help me with something, right?
Yeah. It's not like you gave them your account and they played on your account. You played with them. They were just
Right.
You teamed up and they
Right.
carried you. But yeah.
That is exactly what it is. I paid for a carry title.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. And you know what? I'd fucking do it again. Like the next time this comes around, I would absolutely do it because we got some good rewards. I got a really good weapon that I wanted. They were actually pretty chill to play with. They actually made me better, believe it or not. Like watching them play and how they move and what they do, like helped me be a better player. So like now that I've gone and achieved flawless and I've got the rewards that I want, the game does this thing where like you are now only matched against other players that have also gone flawless.
Got it.
Now that's good and bad, right? Because that means you are against higher skill players that have managed to go flawless. But there are a lot of people, like the people that run this particular Discord server, that will intentionally lose. So they stay like flawed, in other words. So
Oh.
they're like kicking the teeth in of people who are like trying to go flawless right now while also helping
Hmm.
other people go flawless. So it's like this vicious circle, right?
Hmm.
Um but
Hmm.
yeah, I really thought long and hard about it. I had the same ick when I did it, but I was like, you know what? I'm never going to be able to do this by myself. It is a super sweaty mode. I'm just going to give it a shot and see what happens. And you know what? I would do it again. Like next time
Okay.
Trials comes around in a
Good.
couple weeks, if another $40, if they can get it for me, or maybe I'll look at it and say, I really don't care about the weapon this week, or I really don't care about what the reward is this week. I won't do it. And that's that.
Cool. Yeah,
Is
that's
it
fine.
cool? I
That's
don't
fine. Yeah,
know.
I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting that service exists. I mean capitalism. Woohoo.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
latest of stage of capitalism, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's I don't have any problem with that. I think. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fine.
I feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah.
I really just had to confess.
Okay. Oh,
That's what that was. I was getting that off my chest. All right.
God.
Enough about my problems. I saw your bullet point in here. All right, buddy. Tell me what you did.
Hey Drew. Guess how many Ks my monitor has?
All right, you're gonna tell me.
6.
6Ks.
6 Ks.
Oh, buddy. Is it
Oh,
good? Is it
oh,
good?
it's good. It's
No.
good.
Now, I'm sorry. I have to ask. Is this the Samsung or the Apple?
I got the Dell. The
The
Dell
Dell.
Ult-
The
the Dell.
Dell. The
The
Dell. The
Dell.
Dell.
The
Got
Dell.
it.
I have the Dell. Yes. Yes. The Dell Ultra Sharp 32-inch 6K monitor.
Okay.
US U3224KB. Really great name.
All right.
It's okay.
I don't want to bury the lead here. How annoying is the camera / top bar?
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about the webcam for a second, Drew.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just talk about it. Okay, so it's weird to have like this double bezel on the top and bottom because it's got a little chin and it's got a big forehead. And on that big forehead is a big bulbous 4K webcam. Okay, it's okay. It's ugly, but I don't have to look at it much. I'm looking right underneath it. It's fine. Here's the problem that I have with the webcam, Drew. Okay, it's perfectly cromulent. It works. It's a
I mean,
4K webcam.
it
Yeah.
looks like your monitor has like a
Yes.
bulge in their crotch.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes. Uh, it doesn't have all the features that the Opal has.
Your Opal does, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm currently still using the Opal camera.
But where
But
do you put the Opal?
okay, well, okay, that's okay. One thing at a time, Drew. One thing at a time.
Sorry.
No,
Okay, I'm
okay.
excited.
Okay, so I tried using the webcam for a couple of Teams calls and it was fine, but like, okay, no, I gotta go put the Opal back in. So one thing that I kept noticing is it felt like the monitor was watching me, and every time I would like walk by it,
It would wake up.
it would wake up.
Oh no.
And as someone who has on my personal laptop, I have the like unlock with Apple Watch thing. I would walk by it or like walk into my office, not intending to use my computer. I'd walk by it and the computer would just wake up and unlock. And I'm like, am I being hacked or is like the monitor watching me?
Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is after you.
So I started doing some digging, and as part of the webcam, it has this thing called the presence sensor, and it does exactly what you think it does.
It's got like LiDAR. It's using LiDAR.
It's actually infrared.
Okay.
But yeah, close.
Okay.
I think I could put a piece of tape over it and turn it off, but I wanted to find like, hey, is there a way to turn off this presence detector? So I poked around in like the Dell software, and I couldn't find anything. And I finally started poking around inside of like the little on-screen display that's built into the monitor. And you can turn it off by turning it and the webcam off. You can't do it individually, but you can disable the whole webcam thing.
So it's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing. So
God, that feels so gross.
It does. The webcam is currently disabled. So I have that big bulbous monstrosity, and I can't even use it for a webcam because I am not gonna live with that presence sensor. That is freaking annoying. Uh,
So there's not a switch to just tell it
no,
to stop waking your computer up.
no, nope.
So help me understand that. I got a little lost there in the order of operations. I'm familiar with the Apple Watch
Hmm.
wake,
Hmm.
unlock the computer
Yeah.
because you're close to it, right?
Hmm.
So you're walking past the computer.
Yes.
The webcam is sensing you and waking the computer, which then turns around and
Yes.
senses your watch,
Uh-huh.
which normally you would have to hit a key or something or
Yes.
move your mouse.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my
Yes.
god. That's so bad.
It's bad. It's bad. Uh, but
Poof.
it's all off now. It's all off now.
Well, I mean, listen, no love lost there. We knew that you did well, we both
Yeah.
know that we were not going to want to use that webcam.
Yeah. So speaking of the Opal,
Yep.
this monitor is thick.
I'm
It's
looking at the
it's
side
it's
profile.
got some depth. The built-in stand, because I wanted the webcam, towards the center of the camera, so I can get a nice front facial of me.
Sure.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. The little stand that comes with the Opal does not fit. Uh,
Even if you like sort of like bend it out a little
oh,
bit.
no, no, it does not fit.
Oh no.
Uh, so I've bought this other mount that I am not happy with. It also kind of doesn't fit, but it fits a little. It doesn't fit a little better than the Opal thing. So I may find like a tripod to put behind my monitor or something to put the webcam
Uh,
on, which also kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Uh,
So, okay, I'll sort of throw something out there for you.
mhm,
Um, if you're looking for something that you can put on your desk
mhm.
that would not be like a tripod that would have the large footprint of what you
Okay,
would have there. This is currently what I have my Sony cam mounted
okay.
on, but
Yes,
I could
yes.
just as easily
Recommend me.
put
Yeah, yeah.
I could just as easily put the Opal here, I
Okay.
believe, because doesn't the Opal have that screw in,
It
like the
does.
screw? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just gonna recommend this, and or
Okay.
some product like this. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be this.
Okay. Oh, it's a little. You can put it inside the little ring light.
Yeah, so it's a ring light that has a mount for a camera.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Actually,
it
that.
it it makes I mean, having a properly lit face makes a
Yeah.
very, very big difference. And the reason I like this particular ring light, even though it's Elgato, and people will say what you want about them, but I think they make good stuff. You can also adjust the warmth of the light, so it can be like cold or warm. It doesn't
Hmm.
do RGB, but that's not your
I
lifestyle.
don't need RGB. No.
Yeah,
No.
but
Okay. Yeah.
you can control the temperature of the light, and
Okay.
it also is wireless. You can control it on your phone. You can control it like through an app on your computer, or you can just press a button on it, turn it on. And it's
Okay.
nice because it comes with a clamp for your desk.
Yeah. Okay.
So like in the pictures they have here, it looks like they're using it on a stand. But if you look
Hmm.
at some of the other pictures, there is a metal
I
stand
see
you can
both.
use.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you can also do like the clip, which in the picture of the woman with the headphones
Yep.
playing
That's what I'm looking at.
playing
Yeah.
Overwatch. It looks like.
Generic shooty game. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that is
Mm.
almost identical to what the configuration of my current thing is, and it works
Okay.
very, very well because it's height adjustable. You can put it over your monitor. You could stow it away if you don't want it, and I think it would hold the Opal pretty nicely. Now, there's
Cool.
other products in the same space, but this is the one I use.
Cool. But other than that, okay, I do have one more complaint,
Okay.
but I'll get to that last. The monitor is wonderful. It's big. It's looks good. The colors are good. I have so many pixels, Drew. I have so many pixels. I don't know what I'm doing with all the pixels.
You literally have 1,000 more pixels than you did before.
Well, it's actually, if you do actually in one direction, if you do the math, it's something like, hold on, I think I did the math. It's like 5 million more pixels than my 5K.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
almost no. Yeah, almost 5 million more pixels, which is ridiculous when you think about it, but that's what it is. So many more pixels. Actually, okay. The last complaint I have is really two complaints. Is the ports. First of
Interesting.
all, that
Okay.
the little droppy down thing on the front that has like two USB-Cs and a USB-A on it
The
is
monitor erection.
yeah, is not as it's not as convenient as you think because it's set way back.
Mhm.
Like it feels like it's like an inch back from the front. So like from where I have my monitor, I can't even see it, and I kind of have to raise it up to use it. Uh, it's fine. I'm glad it's
I
there.
see what you
Yeah,
mean. It's
yeah.
not like in the bevel. It's like you
Mhm.
gotta give it like a
Yeah.
little bit of a reach around.
Yeah, when they kind of show it in their pictures, they give it a very flattering angle to make it look like it's closer. It's not. Okay.
There's a very good picture of
Mhm.
the monitor like shot from the bottom
Yes.
on
Yeah.
the website. I'm looking at that right now.
Mhm.
But good.
Okay.
Sorry. Good. Continue.
All right. The ports on the back, Drew. Down facing ports on the back of a monitor should be illegal.
Yes. Yes.
It is awful,
Mhm.
awful, awful, awful to use.
Yep.
Just
That's
cannot stand it.
that's
Yes.
my current configuration as well, except for my LG. But yes, I
Oh,
agree.
it's so bad. Cause like the first thing I did is like I'm plugging everything because I'm no longer using my Thunderbolt dock. Uh,
Right.
everything's plugged into the monitor. It's fine. Oh, it also worked perfectly fine on my Thunderbolt 3 MacBook uh,
Oh,
M1
good.
Air. It worked fine. We're fine. Native resolution out of the box. Everything showed up. It was great. Okay, so I'm plugging everything in, including an Ethernet cable. And
I
because
was
like
gonna ask you about that, but go ahead.
okay, well, so I'm I go through it. I'm like, oh, there's the Ethernet port, and I plug it in. I just snap the. I broke the port of the Ethernet. I'm like, ah, shit, and I have
Wait,
to.
what?
Yeah, I broke it. I broke. Like the I was putting it in wrong, and I kind of like broke the clip off. Uh,
Of your cord, not
of
the
my
port.
cord. Yeah,
Oh,
so
poof,
so
okay.
so, so
Wow.
like
Okay.
so then the cable just falls right out because it has no clip. And I'm like, ah, shit. So I'm like, do I have another like 14-foot Ethernet cable? Okay, I do. And I have to go and like run it around the corner of my office and uh, yeah, whoever designed that, it should just be beaten. It's thick enough. You can put those cord ports so they're facing out, so they're easy to use. Uh, yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you about the Ethernet port on here because I
Okay.
saw this
hmm
and I think maybe it serves one or maybe both of these purposes.
Okay.
So because this is a technically like a hub,
hmm
is that where your internet comes in now for your
Yeah.
Mac?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so now you have a wired connection.
Yeah. I had a wired connection because I had a wired connection for my Thunderbolt dock as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that's yeah.
But does it use like I thought this monitor had its own like built-in video conferencing software. I thought it was part of that.
It's so what it has is like those buttons on the front, like the answer call buttons, like
Mhm.
those work with Teams.
Okay.
So when I get a call, the little like green like phone icon blinks. I can push that to answer the call. I can push it to hang up. I can mute my mic and turn off my webcam with buttons on the monitor, which I will never do. Uh, it's fine that they're there. It's fine. I mean, I get it. Like this is I could see this monitor being sold to like, executives and shit or like being available to plug in at an
Sure.
office. Like and I get it. Like people are like, oh, it's got Teams integration. That's worth $1,000. Uh more than another monitor, I guess. It's fine, but no, if you actually like all of the stuff, it just looks like it's you connected USB devices
Hmm.
when you dig into it. So yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so those two little gripes aside,
hmm
sounds like you're pretty happy.
I love it. I love it. It's great. It's exactly what I wanted. I mean, yes, I would have liked the Apple one, but I'm okay saving $3,000. The stand is actually good. I'm actually using the stand instead of the Vesa mount.
Really?
Yeah, the stand is sturdy. It's nice. It's easy to like rotate and lift up and down. Like if you want to change the angle or like make it higher or lower, it goes low enough for me, which I was a little afraid of because I have to have my monitor stupidly low because of my progressive lenses, my bad eyes, my old man eyes. But no, it's great. It's bright. Whites are bright. Blacks are dark. Yeah, it's good. It's great. No
I'm super
complaints.
jealous, man.
It's
I'm
good.
glad you got it though.
Yeah. I
How long
literally
have you had
ordered
it
it.
now?
I ordered it. I literally ordered it while I was editing the podcast. Last episode of the podcast on Sunday, listening to
You're
myself talk
yeah.
about it. Uh,
You're your own worst influence.
I was like, I'm making a lot of good points. I bought it and I got it Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so speedy delivery.
Yeah. It was like something like $70 to get it a day earlier. I'm like, I'm spending $3,000.
I mean,
on
right.
it. What's
You're
another
you're in that
$70?
price range. That's
Yeah.
so many that's so many Destiny carries though.
Yeah. Well, almost two. Yeah.
Almost two.
Oh, yeah. It's
Okay,
nice.
so are you using it right now as we
I
record?
am. Yes,
Ugh.
absolutely. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I have like all of like I've got the show notes up. I've got like my audio software, and I have enough room in the corner to have the hockey game on as well. So,
Jeez.
yeah.
Okay, so last question about this.
Mhm.
How has Mac OS adjusted to your monitor? And this is a two-part question. One, did you have to install any drivers? And two, did you have to bump up like the scaling for like the UI?
So, you don't have to install any software on it to work.
Okay.
It'll just plug it in. Mac OS recognizes it. As far as like the display, it looks exactly like how like a built-in monitor looks, where you have like larger text default, more space. It just defaults it to more space, which is 2x the native resolution.
Got
So
it.
it picked the right resolution that I wanted automatically. I didn't have to think about it. You can install the Dell software, and it's as bad as you think.
Right.
It does allow you to like change, like it does allow you to do most of the things you would have to like use like the on-screen display to do, but you don't need it to make the monitor work. So yeah, it's an option. You can, yeah. I guess if I do have a complaint, like if I'm using like the speakers or like the built-in like brightness and volume stuff don't work with the Mac, but I guess there is an open source utility that people use that makes it work. So I might look into that if I can remember what it was called. But it's fine. It's okay. I mean, I have the brightness set to what I want. I don't change the brightness on my monitor very often anyway. The volume kind of makes me a little upset, but like I'm also not going to be using the speakers on it very often, so that's okay. I mean, the speakers on it what you'd expect to. They're fine. They're a little tinny because they're thin and small, but they're fine. Like if you're watching a YouTube video or something, they're fine. I wouldn't listen to music or watch a movie with them, but for stupid shit, they're fine. Yeah.
Okay. I have found myself on conference calls where like I'm multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I will play the conference call through my LG speakers just to have it playing without like headphones on.
Yeah, that if you're doing that, it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Yep.
I kind of want to see it. I should come over and see it.
Okay.
All right. Any other thoughts on your monitor? Because I want to hear about this next thing too.
No, monitor's great.
Okay. Walk me through this next thing.
I upgraded the SSD in my Steam Deck.
Okay.
You
had 512
the 256.
Yeah, 256.
I had the 256. It was fine. But Forza Horizon is a very big game and basically eats up the entire storage.
Very large game.
It's very, very, very large game.
There was a recent, not to interrupt you, there was a recent article on some gaming site where like we are now in the era of 100 gigabyte install games.
Mm-hmm.
Even indie games. Like I'm like looking through my Steam list right now, right? And I'm just sort of doing some mental arithmetic as I sort of scroll through here. Like Insurgency Sandstorm, which is, a game that's published by a studio but made by a small group of people. That's 50 gigs, right? And it's I just know what that game is, and it's all textures. And like I'm looking at the game Ready or Not, kind of the same thing here. I mean, that's 92 gigs. Right, and you're right. Yeah. Forza is really big.
It's big.
What's Destiny up to now? Since we're talking about it, I mean Destiny's 93 gig, which I didn't know that. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I kind of got like, I decided one day like screw it, I'm gonna do it. Like I did some research. iFixit has It has parts, it has all of the, instructions, because of course they do, and how to do it. I did watch a YouTube video of somebody doing it. I'm like, okay, this is actually looks like it's really easy to do. Uh, so I bought a 2 terabyte SSD. It uses the 2430 size, the little boys, the little ones. It's about the size of like a postage stamp. But it's an M2 interface. It's just smaller. Uh, the actual like installation was really easy. You just take off a few screws, unpop a couple clips, take the back off, unplug the battery, pop out the SSD, plug it in, close it all back up. That part was fine. uh Getting Valve, I love you. Steam is good. I'm happy with what you've done to all of to gaming in general. Like, great company, great company. They clear like the notion that you would re-image your Steam Deck clearly wasn't high on their priority list. Yes, it is something you can do. So basically, you have to put an image on a thumb drive and boot to the thumb drive, and then you can say, hey, re-image it. Every video I've watched and instructions I've read, I expected like the trackpad. When I was in this kind of like recovery mode, I expected the trackpad to work. It did not. It did not. The touchscreen did, but the trackpad did not. So I'm fumbling along, and I'm using my big old fat sausage fingers to click very, very small touch targets. And I get this thing to go. And it basically partitions the drive, because there's only like one drive in it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go to this, this particular drive, and I'm going to format it, and I'm going to reinstall the Steam software, so then it reboots and you're kind of into the first setup experience. During that first setup experience, none of the buttons worked again. And I thought, oh, that's clearly something has to be wrong. And then I get to this point where like it's installing updates and it just hangs and does nothing. I'm like, well, shit, what happened? So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to start the whole process over. I re-downloaded the recovery image. I re-flashed in my drive. I booted up, and the exact same process hits again. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I get online and I do a search, and of course I end up on Reddit. And Reddit's like, oh yeah, that's a bug. Just hit back on the touchscreen and then hit pick your wireless network again, and then it will work.
Wow. Okay. Well, so it's funny, right? A couple things. So for people who are not familiar with this, right? What the Steam Deck has internal storage. Paul's talking about installing things on it.
Yep.
I did look into this because I have been wanting to buy a Steam Deck, and I would do the same thing you did. I would probably buy the cheapest storage option and get like a replacement SSD. I was completely unaware of the size restriction. I just assumed that they were going to cram a full length M2 in there.
No, it's the bitty ones. Yeah.
So the hard drive size is kind of the same hard drive you would find. Well, I want to say a laptop, but all the laptops that I've replaced M2s in have been much bigger than this.
Yeah, I guess they're popular like in Ultrabooks and like
Ultrabooks. And like maybe like SoCs and like system on a chips, stuff like that. I mean, they're not impossible to find, but like what's the size again? It's
what is it? It's a 2230.
2230. Let me just see what Micro Center has right now. Is that where you went to get it?
I actually ordered mine off of iFixit, but yeah. But Micro Center does have a terabyte in stock. I looked.
Internal SSDs.
I wanted
2230. You said?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, they have 4. They have a terabyte. They have. Oh, interesting. They have 2 different ones, and they're $10 difference. Compatible Steam Deck, you don't say.
Yep.
TLC NAND PCIe Gen 4, 1 terabyte, 3. They're literally the same drive. They're just
warranty different or something.
Hold on. God damn it. I hate that I'm going to do this live, but I'm going to do a compare just to see what's different.
Okay.
Oh, the one that's $10 more has higher read speed, higher write speed.
I don't know whether that'd make a difference in a Steam Deck or not. Uh,
Looks like, yeah, random. Yeah, I mean the IOPS are also much higher. So for the extra $10, it seems to be worth it. Anyway,
Yep.
so it's a very specific size. And the other thing I was looking at, and I actually got a little bit scared of this, and this is coming from somebody that builds computers like once a month at this point. Matter of fact, I just rebuilt one the other day. I was looking at the instructions on iFixit, and it looks like it wants you to reuse a lot of the stuff that you have to move out of the way.
So that's actually one of the reasons I kind of bought it for my Fix It, because you have to put it in this SSD foil cover.
Yeah, EFI
And
shielding.
yeah, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna fuck that up. So I'm just gonna buy the little kit from uh iFixit and get a new foil cover and stuff. Now there is like a little bit of like foam tape you have to peel away, but you don't have to take it completely
Foil,
off.
yeah.
You only have to put it back, not even halfway, to get access to the screw. And I was just careful with that, used tweezers, and then I just tucked it back down and it was fine. But I'm like, I'm gonna mess
The shielding.
shielding up. So I had an extra one just in case, and
How
I
much
did
was
use
it?
it.
$4? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
worth
not
it.
that. Yeah, so yeah, it's not that, like, it's just getting past Steam's buggy restore process. Like once you get past that, like Steam OS was on there and it was just fine and had no problems, getting signed back in and installing all my games and getting, Emu Deck set back up. Uh, but just, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, if you're thinking about it all, like I would buy like the 64 gigabyte model and just like,
go ham.
yeah, just before you even like turn it on, just like pop that baby out, put a new one in, re-image it, and go. Like, I mean, now that I've done that, I kind of wish that's what I would have done in the first place. Is just like realize that no, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna use that
Well,
small little storage.
the iFixit link, and that's the one we'll put in the show notes. That, I mean, it's very clear, right? They clearly know what they're doing.
Oh
I
yeah,
trust iFixit.
iFixit is actually like the official partner for like Steam Deck parts.
Oh, okay. Didn't know
So
that.
mhm.
But when I was digging through this, I found a lot of YouTube videos and I found a lot of other websites that basically had the same instructions,
Yeah,
but they also talked about cloning your drive before you moved it. So like
yeah.
you would like get your other drive out, clone it, and like back up all your data so you didn't have to reimage or anything. I'm actually looking at the Steam Deck recovery instructions here,
Hmm.
and it's like, in the screen will go dark while it's booting. Give it a minute, and once it's booted in your desktop environment, you can navigate using the trackpad.
Yeah, yeah, I could not. Yeah. Nope, nope. Trackpad did not work. In fact, the buttons did not work until I got SteamS completely reinstalled. I rebooted, and then everything was there. But
Cool.
and of course, I hit that bug where like it just looks like it's hung, and I'm like, nah, just go back a menu, pick your Wi-Fi again, hit OK, and it'll work. Like,
Wow.
fuck, I wasted like 45 minutes like trying to figure out what was wrong, redoing everything, starting over, and I just had to hit back and OK again. Like it was so frustrating.
So
And
is the
apparently like the Reddit thread is like, hey, it's been like a year and a half and this bug's still here. And like, yeah.
Well, hold on real quick, because I thought there were other differences between the 64 gig Steam Deck and like the higher one.
The 512 has the anti-reflective screen, I believe.
Well, that's the difference between the 256 and the 512, but the 64 gig comes with it's eMMC storage, which
Yes.
I'm assuming that if you upgrade to 1 terabyte, like you still get the faster storage, right? It doesn't have a
Yeah.
different like controller built into it. Or anything,
No,
does it?
exactly. Yeah, it's just it's a cheaper storage using the same interface. So
Got it.
it's still using the M2
Oh,
interface.
well, shit.
So
And it comes
yeah.
with a carrying case too.
Yeah, the only thing, yeah, they both come with the carrying case. The expensive one comes with a exclusive carrying case and like exclusive Steam community profile bundle, which is
Yeah, fuck all
garbage.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're thinking about replacing the drive, I'd say, yeah, buy the cheap one and just throw that
Spend
64
another
gig.
$100 to get
Uh-huh.
the terabyte.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just chuck that 64 gigabyte one in the garbage and yeah. Yeah, it was so easy I could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. Well, while we're
Mhm.
here then, what games have you been playing now?
I've been really getting into. I'm very excited for Diablo 4 to come out, so I've been playing Grim Dawn on my Steam Deck.
That's a good game.
It is a good game.
I played that. I wasn't
Mhm.
sure about it because like most Diablo clones that I played have been so-so. But Grim Dawn was actually very, very good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's it's got a good loot. It does have, I think, too much loot. You get
Yeah.
it's you get a problematic amount of loot in that game.
Mhm.
Uh but it's good. The combat's good. It's got a good like skill system, class system. Uh yeah, I like it. It's good.
What else?
That's really been it recently. Well, Vampire Survivors.
Sure.
I'm at the point now where I have to like learn how to survive 31 minutes, which I think I know what I have to do.
Oh, that achievement.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah.
I do you want to know what I did?
What did you do?
I used the chick that starts with Song of Mana,
Okay.
and I went to the map that is completely vertical,
Okay.
and it's cheating. Like
Okay.
you kill things pretty quick,
Hmm.
level up that
Oh
Song
yeah.
of Mana a bit, and like it gets to be so large on the screen that like anything that tries to come at you from the top or the bottom of the screen is just going to die. And
Got it.
then like as you're leveling that up, you can evolve it. You can
Hmm.
evolve a couple other things that help you with like verticality or something that sneaks in from the side. You will be surprised how fast you can kill everything. And then the trick for surviving 31 minutes, not 30,
Hmm.
31
31.
minutes. Do you know about the rings?
Yeah, so it's all about it's the rings and those other little
The
things where
laurel.
yeah, you have to like you have to evolve the laurel and the freezing the thing that
Correct.
freezes. That's what you have to do. And I just have to like get a run where like I get all four of those and get
S-
going. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you need the left arrow, right
Yep.
arrows,
And
and not
the
the
rings.
laurel.
It is because it's someone that makes you invincible, right? Or for a short period of time. It's a
Uh,
little leaf.
is it? I can't. I
I
thought it
think
was
it
something
is.
else. I thought it was something else.
Uh Vampire Survivor. I think it is the Laurel.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah. Laurel.
Oh yes, the
The
laurel, Metagalio left,
yeah,
Metagalio right. You get the
because
Crimson Shroud,
yep.
and the Crimson Shroud shield protects. Actually, that's not the thing. No, what you need is the clock lancet and the rings.
Yes. What from what I what I'm guessing is the game wants me to do both of those things.
Yeah, you.
Evolve the lancet, evolve the laurel, and then be ready to go. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, again, if you take the chick with that song,
Hmm.
what you do is you just immediately. And I don't know how
Make
many
a
are.
beeline.
How
Yeah.
many arcanas do you have?
Almost all of them.
So there,
Yeah.
if you take the arcana that pulls items to you,
Oh, okay.
right, those will be pulled to you.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
here's the thing: as soon as you get near one of them, those guys with the cave
Mhm.
spawn,
Yeah.
and they're tough. So you sort of have to dance around them until like you do enough damage to kill them because your
Yeah.
weapons are going to be so weak.
Yeah, because I've that's the thing is I think you have to start making a beeline for those right away, and I spent
Right,
too much time leveling up. And then
right.
yeah, you're gonna have to dodge those until you get powerful enough. But yeah, I think that's totally
Take the
doable.
arcana that pulls them towards you, and it'll
Okay.
pull every other item in the stage to you as well.
Okay.
And it'll continue to do that for like the rest of the stage every 2 minutes, I think. So like
Oh, okay.
it'll pull that stuff to you. You can grab them early, and then you already have them. You won't have to sweat about picking anything else up. Well, I mean, sweat
Yeah.
about picking the wrong thing and locking yourself out. In other
Yeah.
words,
Yes. Yeah. You have to make sure you get the right weapon drops and yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that way, depending on how many skips you have and how many
Mhm.
deletes you have, like
Mhm.
you just sort of filter through that till you at least get one clock lancet, one laurel,
Yeah.
and then whatever
Rerolls and
other weapons
skips.
you
Yeah.
want, and then you just go. I think that's the way I did it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I assumed the game was trying to tell me at this point. So I was going to try that, and then I was going to cheat and look on the internet.
yeah.
But you've
All right.
but I like the tip of that particular character and that level. That's a good call. Yeah.
I've been playing a new game.
Okay. What have you been playing?
I've been playing a game called What the Car.
I've been playing that too.
Okay,
On my on your are you playing it on your phone?
I'm playing it on my phone.
Oh my god, it's so good,
It's
Drew.
really fucking good, Paul. What
Oh.
the car? I love
Yeah.
it. So, what the car?
Mhm.
I saw that it was available on Apple Arcade. I still
Mhm.
pay for Apple Arcade because
I
there's a
do
few
too.
games on there that are just delightful, and this is one of them. We had talked about What the Golf at one
Mhm.
point, and this is by the same people. So the whole premise of this game is you are a car, but you don't you don't really get around on wheels.
No, no.
Your car has legs,
Yeah, you're on wheels for a little bit, and then suddenly your car has legs, and that was
or
weird.
office chairs,
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, car with
or
too many
extra long
legs.
legs. Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
or you're a copier that shoots paper.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I this game goes to some weird places, but it's very fun. The bears are also pretty adorable in the
Yes.
game. If you have a way to play What the Car, you should.
Mhm.
How far are you?
I have, uh I don't have gold crowns on everything, but I have beaten all the levels.
I have not beaten all the levels yet. I have gold crowns on about half of them. I If there's one that I was like if I play a level, the first thing I do is I look for the trading card.
Yeah, I didn't do all those either.
Right?
Yeah,
If I could get
but
the trading card, I get that, and I get whatever time I get. If I go through and I miss gold by like a second, I'll redo it. But if I'm way off, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. Some of the skull levels too drive me a little bit crazy.
yeah, those are a little yeah, I didn't think I've beaten all of those, but I've beaten, like, all the ma I've opened up all the courses and beat all the main stuff, so I was
What's
planning on
been
going back
what's
through it and playing.
what's
Yeah.
been your favorite flavor of car so far?
Uh, man, like, some of the like, so when you first play, you see the level and a cannon, you push a button and the cannon launches and your car shoots out and you get this little short little like, where it says like car with too many legs or,
Right, right.
car that swims and everyone's a little different. And I mean, I can't remember the level, but it like the long car and then there's the one where like it's like long and it goes on for
Yeah.
like way too long. And like it's a joke they only do once. Like
Right.
and I thought that was hilariously funny. Uh there's also like sometimes you get like weird like non-driving related mini games that still use driving controls. If you've
Yes.
gotten those, like
Yes.
you have to basically like make sandwiches or make food,
Right.
and
It's
like,
out of nowhere. Like Oh, it's
oh
so clever, man. It's so
yeah,
fucking clever. And it's just so adorable.
hmm
The art style, the
yeah,
gameplay, like it's not incredibly hard. I
no,
mean, I could
no,
see it being hard if you want to be 100% completionist, but
yeah,
as a diversion where like if I just want to play a couple levels, it's pretty fun.
yeah.
It's pretty fucking fun.
It's fun. It's funny. The
Yes, it is
controls are
very
pretty.
funny.
Controls are real tight. It really feels like you're a car with office chairs for wheels.
Yeah.
Like, you got the momentum that you have to fight against, and yeah. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
So check out What the Car
yeah,
if you have access to any iOS device.
it's good.
Um Last thing I wanted to ask you, where are you at with your records these days?
I have a lot of records.
Did you get more?
Oh yeah.
I haven't looked at your page in a while. What is it? Is
Hold
it
on.
record snob
Yes,
dot zip? What is it? Is
I
it
think. Hold on. Make sure I have the link. Uh, nope, that's not right. Slash collection. Okay, here. I'll put a
I mean,
link.
I know we have the link somewhere in the
Yeah,
doc, but
I got you.
I want to see what other crazy band names you've come up with.
I have how many albums do I have now? I saved 68.
60.
I,
Oh, how
uh,
bro, how you gonna blue ball me like that? 68?
68. I've got some ordered. I've got some on order, don't worry.
You could have did the sex number.
I'm close to the sex number. I haven't listened to all of them yet. It's been kind of slow going. But
All right.
I had so many that I had to buy additional storage for my records.
Ooh, wait a
So
minute.
I
Whoa.
I have something temporary. At some point, I want to go and get like the some like IKEA Calyx, which is like the squares. I guess
Yeah.
those are really good for storing records. That's going to be my long-term record storage solution. I just haven't got out and gotten it, so I have something to kind of hold me over until then. It's fine. It's ugly, but it's fine.
All right, before I go through some of these albums here, why does some of the records have numbers in parentheses?
I think because there's other bands that have that same
Well,
name.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost seems like okay. So you have a lot of Ghost albums, and I know you like Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Mizmor asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
What?
That's a collaborative album between Mizmar and Thou. It's really good. Like that's that last album I got.
Yeah, these seem to be in order of acquisition, like sort of descending.
You can sort it by that. Yeah. That's totally, I think, newest editions. Yeah, Mizmar, Ghost.
Yeah, added.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Ghost, Typo Negative. We talked about another Tool album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to get Opiate.
Fit for an Autopsy. Have you talked about them?
Yeah, I mean, I saw them live recently. So a lot of these albums kind of came from. There was this company called. I think the company was called Give Me Radio, but they had two child sites: Give Me Metal and Give Me. I think it was a country. And what they were basically, it was one part like, hey, we're an internet radio station. You can come and listen to stuff. We've got DJs. You can listen to music. And they also had a store that went along with it. And the store was amazing. They had like albums from so many different, labels. It was a really good place to get albums. But they basically ran out of money.
So they're not around anymore.
So they're not around anymore, but they were basically like, everything must go. And there were some albums I'm like, I don't know if I would pay full price for this, but half off, fuck yeah.
Okay.
So I bought a lot of stuff from them and kind of put a big jump in my collection that way.
If I'm looking at this right, just based on links that are purple on here, it looks like I have seen Fit for an Autopsy on your list before.
Yep.
Ithaca, I don't think I've heard of them.
They're a mathcore band from London. In fact, I think their album, what was it called? They Fear Us was my 2022 album of the year.
Ooh.
And then I bought they only have two albums, The Language of Injury and They Fear Us. I didn't own The Language of Injury, but I'm on the Ithaca mailing list because of course I am. And they sent an email saying, hey, we really want to come to the States and do a tour. But that's really expensive. So we have some new merch. And if you want us to come to the United States and have money, please buy some merch. And I read that email. I'm like, I want you to come to the States. And I'm
doing my part.
So I bought a t-shirt and I bought their other album. And yeah, I'm like, hell yeah. Like, yes, ma'am, I'll do exactly what you say. Because if they come to the States, I don't care.
You will find a way to see them.
If they only come to California for 4 days, I will be at least one of those shows. So
okay.
Yeah.
More Behemoth, Tribulation. I've heard you mention. Meshuggah. That's not your first Meshuggah album, though, is it?
I think it's my only Meshuggah album. It's I think I only have, or did I get Colossus too? No, I only have Obscene. That is the it's a remaster of their arguably best, definitely most popular album, Obscene.
Huh.
It's got tracks such as Bleed. Yep.
Callous Dow Boys.
The Callous Dow Boys. It's the Dallas Cowboys, but with the D and C flipped. They're another mathcore band. Celebrity Therapist is a good album. In fact, I listened to that today. While I was playing, I have Spotify on my Steam Deck, so I was listening to the Callous Dow Boys while I was killing monsters.
Beautiful Dude Missile.
Oh yeah, they're the
Beautiful Dude Missile is the name of a song.
Yeah. So yes, this album is very much a. First of all, the music is weird. It's lots of polyrhythms, lots of time signature changes. It's very weird. It's mathcore. It's very weird. And this album is very much a kind of fu to uh the far right.
Oh,
uh
okay.
yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. What's the hold on. Let me get the lyric. It's actually
Vinyl, limited edition, emerald translucent with green light green haze. Ghostly Coke
vinyl
bottle, clear and emerald. That's very descriptive.
lyric.
What was this written by an AI?
Maybe, probably. Oh, here we go. This is I think this is from the song Violent Astrology, and I love this particular lyric here. You're not John Wick, you LARPing fuck. You
Yeah.
want your die hard, but the trigger's stuck.
Yeah, some of
Mhm.
those guys. I mean, as someone who goes to
Yeah.
shooting ranges
Yeah.
occasionally, you run into a lot of that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah, buddy. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
glad that your record collection is growing. We haven't really checked in on this in a while.
Yeah, it's
68.
68. It's close. I've got some albums on like that's I've got some albums coming. Don't worry. I mean, that's
Wow.
I don't know whether I'll hit 69 or whether I'll go right past it.
You will.
So
You'll go right past it. You'll
yeah.
fucking blue ball me in the other direction. So this typo negative Bloody Kisses album, there's
Mhm.
seven for sale for $113 is the cheapest. What did
Uh
you pay?
so
Should I even ask that? Is that
okay.
rude?
So I didn't there was I got this for list price. They keep like repressing and re-releasing this album in limited quantities. So like this one was 2,500 copies. I happened to be quick enough and I got the Revolver email and I bought it. So I spent like I think like $60 on it. Uh, which it's got four records in there. No, two. It's two records in there, and that's fine. I mean, it's not the top shelf edition, which was my preferred way to listen to Bloody Kisses. But I still really wanted to own this particular album on vinyl. Uh, I love Typo and Bloody Kisses is it's that Bloody Kisses is the album that I discovered Typo with, so therefore it is the best one. Though October Rest is also really good. And
I don't know much about typo negative, but I do recognize some of these
yeah,
songs.
I mean,
Like
it's got
Set Me on Fire,
yeah,
Machine
it's
Screw.
Christian Woman, Black Number One, those Summer Breeze, like those were the like, yeah, yeah, Bloody Kisses, uh, which I love. Bloody Kisses, A Death in the Family. It's about the lyrics are basically like, it's very moody, it's very goth. It's about someone that they love died, and if you actually look into it, it's actually about his cat. So,
Okay. Well, I mean,
mhm,
hey, I get it.
mhm. Uh,
All right, buddy, get us out of here.
yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. We're on the internet, doingtheirbest.com. I got a Mastodon server, doingtheir.best. You can find me there at Paul. You can find Drew there at Pittsburgh. You can send us an email, but you won't.
Cowards.
Thanks for listening, everybody.